Hey, it's Lindsay from HeartSpeak Health. How's everything going? Summer's flying by here. It's already August. Things have been pretty exciting around here. My husband and I recently found out that we are going to have our third child, and so we're pretty pumped about that. And I spent June and July with some pretty wild morning sickness. So, yeah, haven't been feeling the best this summer, but that's okay. It's all worth it. Feeling a lot better now. Um, so, yeah, it was one of those things where I felt queasy in the morning, afternoon, evening. It was just constant. so, um, but I'm keeping my voice down because it's nap time. I've got one napping, I've got another one doing coloring and videos and things like that. So I just wanted to hop on here really quick and discuss my latest blog post and also just share some things with you that have been going on with my own health, my own life, and give you a little bit of insight as to what I've been dealing with there. So, as you know, I'm pregnant. I'm about 14 weeks pregnant, and over the time since I found out I was pregnant, one of the first things I did, of course, was go get my thyroid checked, and my TSH, which is the thyroid stimulating hormone, was elevated. It is normal for that to be a little elevated when a woman is pregnant, because obviously there is a greater load of hormone production going on. So the good thing was that my T3 and my T4 were normal, but my TSH was elevated. So I go to an alternative doctor who checks that, and she just said, maybe what we can do is let's test your iodine. So I had my iodine checked, and basically my iodine was pretty low. On the scale, like the normal range goes from, I think it was like 50 to like 120, and mine was like a 60. So it was pretty low. It was normal, but it was low normal. And I'll be honest with you, I've gotten lazy with supplementing with my kelp, which is, one of the things that I've been pretty good with over the last few years. But, before I found out I was pregnant, it was kind of hit and miss whenever I was taking it. So I have, for the last 6 or 7 weeks, I have been supplementing with kelp, actually liquid kelp. And I'm definitely feeling really good, and I'll be getting my TSH checked again here in a few weeks. So hopefully, that'll help. I feel good. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. If it's still a little bit elevated, then they may want to give me either T3, which is Cytomel, which is an alternative to things like Armor or Thyroid, or, because those have the T3 and T4. Most people are familiar with Synthroid, which is a T4 medication. So I prefer the natural, the desiccated thyroid hormone prescriptions, because they have both T3 and T4, which give you the optimal treatment for your thyroid. So we'll just kind of see what happens. But it is funny because I wrote the blog post right around the time that I had gone to the doctors and everything, and I wrote it whenever I found out that mine was low. And there's a little book that I talk about in my blog posts that's called "What Doctors Fail to Tell You About Iodine," and it's written by Dr. Robert Thompson. And it's a great little book. It's like 75 pages, and it tells you everything that you need to know about iodine in your health. Not just how iodine affects your thyroid, but how iodine affects your heart, your brain function, breast health, cancer prevention, even preventing and overcoming obesity, immune support. There have been studies with Parkinson's and other brain disorders, and how supplementing with iodine has made improvements with those health issues. So iodine is something that a lot of us are deficient in. The World Health Organization does share a statistic, and I believe it's in my blog post. I believe it's that a third of the world is deficient, but people like Dr. Thompson, Dr. David Brownstein, they believe that that statistic is much higher, that that number is much higher, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that our soil is poor, especially, the soil that's on conventional farms. It's missing trace minerals, it's missing things like iodine, and just our environment in general. Our food doesn't have the nutrition that it once did because of the mainstream farming practices. And, there's a lot of factors. And one of the big ones is halogens, like fluoride, okay? So if you're exposed to a lot of fluoride in your water, or chlorine, if you're exposed to a lot of chlorine, those things will actually affect your body's ability in being able to uptake iodine and use it properly. So there's a lot to consider, but you just take it one step at a time. You do what you can. And this book that's in my blog post, What Doctors Fail to Tell You About Iodine in your Thyroid, that's the full title, but like I said, it goes into like how it affects your health in general. This little 75-page book is amazing. I recommend, anybody should read it, because we all have or have had or know somebody that has a health issue, and it could be something as simple as they need to supplement with iodine. So if you go to heartspeakhealth.com/blog, you can check out the blog post, and I have a link to the book. I have links to the liquid kelp that I'm currently using, and you can check that stuff out. So since the start of the summer, I've been spending a lot of time with my children. My son finished pre-K. He's starting kindergarten in the fall. So I really just trying, just taking it easy and being with them, and, just soaking up everything that I can with the kids. And this pregnancy was definitely a surprise. My husband and I, we were always open to having another child or more children. I just, we were just surprised that it happened as quickly as it did, because my daughter just turned 1 in July. So I am doing everything that I can with eating and supplements and lifestyle, hoping that this will be a healthy pregnancy, healthy baby, of course. And, we're just praying that everything goes well. So I want to just end with something that, you've noticed probably on my HeartSpeak Facebook page or on Instagram. I have been talking a lot just about what's been going on in Florida with the algae crisis and the environment in general. And in my client group yesterday, I shared, just my personal views on what health really means right now, and what we really need to focus on. People become very preoccupied with counting calories, or, following specific meal plans, or, having everything be very methodic and, planned out with trying to lose weight, or trying to be healthy. And that's great. That's fine. You have to you have to do what works for you. Everyone is different, so there is no one way. But in my own experience, one of the most important things about having good health has been the awareness of how our environment, how what we are exposed to affects us, and especially affects things like our liver. Our liver health is central to so many things. Your liver is like your filter, okay? So it has to work well, obviously. In this day and age, we are exposed to so many different things, and people think, oh, no, it used to be so much more polluted. Things have gotten so much better. In some ways they have, but in a lot of ways they have not. And one of the biggest issues in our entire country right now is water. City water, municipality water that's coming from the municipalities is very polluted. They're finding different chemicals that people are being exposed to in the water. If you follow someone like Erin Brockovich, she is on top of all of that every day. And she shares a lot of articles and a lot of her own research into what's been going on with water supplies across the United States. So something, just paying attention to, well, what's in my water? What kind of a filter could I get that would help to, reduce what my family and I are exposed to? Just focusing on that alone will create major gains for you in your health, your energy, your clarity, your ability to overcome disease or illness. So I just encourage you to really consider those kinds of things, and, to think about things like alcohol intake, or, what your usual intake is of processed foods or sugar, or, are you eating a good amount of plants? And if you're not, are you taking supplements to give yourself enough antioxidants and enough nutrients to support your organs, to support things like your liver, and to help keep your blood clean? Because that's all very important to every aspect of your health. Okay, so when you really focus on, trying to reduce your exposure to toxins, to chemicals, it's going to provide you benefits on every level. And weight loss is one of the things that'll just naturally happen, because if your liver's working well and your body can efficiently eliminate waste, then that's going to just naturally bring your weight down. You'll lose water weight, and then you'll just lose weight in general, from getting rid of waste that's collected inside of your body. So I just wanted to just touch on that as well, and to just keep that in mind. And if you can get involved in any way, I encourage you to get involved in the least, support farmers and companies and individuals who are working to do things like restore the soil through organic farming practices, or if you can support a local business or restaurant that's serving food that's from local organic farms. Whatever you can do, it makes an impact. Every little choice that we make as a consumer is going to either support, the restoration and the recuperation of things, or as a consumer, we are supporting the continuing damage and destruction that's going on. So that's all I wanted to say about that. But okay, so I'm just going to sign off here. But again, check out heartspeakhealth.com/blog for my latest post about iodine and get all the info there. on that. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. All right? Have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.